Hello everybody, it's Dr. Rick. Hope everybody is getting your week off to a great start. Yes, Sunday is a start day for me. It's where I literally clear my head, I sit down and I visualize what I want to see for the coming week. It is the beginning of my planning, my strategy, and so much more. As I lay out the week, and the week aligns with the month, and the month aligns with the year, and the year aligns with the life. And this is how I move. It doesn't mean that everything I do is easy. It doesn't mean that everything I set my mind or my heart on comes at the time I want it to. What it means is I get to experience life in a way that the average person doesn't. Not because I'm better, not because I'm smarter, not because God likes me more. It's because I've discovered a path to success, a path to prosperity, a path to joy and fulfillment, a path to living life at the level of my design. And I literally have made a pretty decent living teaching people how to do it, helping people do it, walking them step by step. And inevitably, there's this consistent question as it pertains to how I move, how I operate, and how I tend to approach life. And it somewhere comes in along the line, and I'm summating here. You know, how is it that even in your darkest moments, you seem to have this unwavering confidence in how life's going to turn out, that you are able to search yourself and find a smile in moments where you should be crying? And first and foremost, I'm going to give you an abridged or abbreviated answer to that question. But first of all, I want to let you know that I have my moments. I do cry. I do sit back and I do observe and I do hurt and I do become frustrated, but I have trained myself not to live in those moments. I've trained myself not to be overwhelmed by the darkness. I learned a long time ago what Solomon taught, and that is God dwells in the darkness. There's no place I can be in my life and God not be present, that God dwells in the darkness. In fact, Solomon said that God even dwells in the tents and dense darkness does he dwell. And so I am never in any time alone, and I understand that I'm built for the moment. I understand that the things I went through that frustrated me 5 years ago, the things I went through that frustrated me 2 years ago, the things that I went through that frustrated me last year was preparing me for the things that I'm facing now, and the things that I'm facing now is preparing me for something greater. The beauty that comes out of the resistance and the challenges and the vicissitudes and the disruptions and the delays of life is that every time that I get to a new place, I'm not only prepared for what I'm coming into, this storm that I'm entering right now. I'm not only prepared for that, but also this is preparing me for something greater. So every time I meet resistance, I know elevation is in close proximity. Every time I meet a point of darkness, I know something good is coming out of it, because the dark moments prepare me for the light experiences. So this is the reason why I can smile when other people tend to lean towards frowning and complaining, and yes, I shed my tears, and yes, I get frustrated, and you know, and I just want people to understand that it's not about moving through life and not experiencing or acknowledging or absorbing the pain. It's about gaining an understanding, a lucid perspicacity, so to speak, of what the pain means. See, everything has meaning. I used to tell people all the time, whether it was in a sermon, whether it was in a lecture, whether it was in a one-on-one consultation, that the moment you discover your purpose, it will explain your pain. See, a lot of people aren't really truly searching themselves for their purpose. So life doesn't have a real true meaning. You don't know who you are because you don't know why you're here, and everything seems to be arbitrary. Things are just happening to me. Things are just doing. No, life isn't happening to you. It's responding to you. It's happening because of you. It's responding to your thinking. It's responding to your expectations. God told Moses, go back and tell them, as they have spoken in my hearing, so shall I do to them. You got to be very careful of what you are walking and leaning into. See, some of you think that poverty is your lot in life because all you do is talk poverty. You produce poverty. Some of you think that poor relationships and abusive relationships and unfulfilling relationships are just simply your lot in life because you've talked yourself into believing you aren't worthy of anything better, so you don't speak it. And if you don't speak it, you can't have it. Say, you shall declare a thing and it shall be established for you. See, you've got to learn how to talk to yourself about yourself and about your future. You've got to stop consulting the past trying to create a new future. The past can only give you what it has, and if all your past has is suffering and poverty and broken relationships and abandonment and anger and resentment and bitterness and anxiety and worry, then all it can do is give you a predictable future of the same thing. You got to stop consulting your past and start consulting this beautiful thing God gave us in the way of imagination, so that you can lay out something that you see for yourself that's beautiful, something you see for yourself that's exceptional, something that you see for yourself that's extraordinary, something you see for yourself that's phenomenal. And then you've got to repeat it in thought, repeat it in image, repeat it in words, and you got to keep speaking it until the emotions associated with a life like that begin to rise up in you. And the moment that you can create an image so clear in your mind about your future that it triggers your emotions, you just anchored it. Now you start to live in it. And every time something doesn't go your way, you go visit the emotion of what's about to happen. Every time somebody speaks against you, you reject it. It's casting down arguments and every high thing that exalts itself against the knowledge of God, bringing every thought into captivity, into obedience. You've got to sit up and say, I'm not going to think anything but what I want for my life. I'm not going to speak anything except for what I want for my life. I'm not going to receive and accept anything except for what I want for my life. I'm not consulting my past. I'm not consulting current negative situations or circumstances. I'm going to speak things that are not. When I'm writing in my gratitude journal, or when I'm writing into my freedom journal, my vision journal, either way, when I constantly every day declare those things that are not as though they are, and they become. God gave me the authority and the power to do so. So you shall declare a thing and it shall be established. Life and death are in the power of the tongue. You better get your mind in a place where you can sit up and see the situation. It's nothing wrong with saying, man, that hurt. It's nothing wrong with that. It's nothing wrong with saying that didn't feel good. But what you can't do is become so associated with the negative experience that it moves from the point of pain and becomes suffering. Suffering is being anchored in your misery. You got to stand up and walk out of it. I have, again, made a good living showing people how to live. It's amazing. We talk about life so much, and we talk about being in the land of the living, but few people are really truly living. Most of us are simply existing, and others are doing everything just to survive, and very few are literally living. Well, this is my challenge to you. It's time to live. It's time to stand up and walk into the beauty of what's possible in your life. It's time to let go of yesterday. The predictable future is no longer. You're going to predict your future through your vision, not by consulting your past. You are going to determine that I'm no longer going to mortgage my future, trying to pay for my past. I'm no longer going to consult the opinions of minimal-minded people to validate the vision. God validated my vision when he implanted the gift. When he gave me purpose, when he breathed life, he opened up the door. I don't need anybody to validate me. I know who I am, and I walk in the surety of what I am, the certainty of what I am, the guarantee of my gift. Your gift will make room for you and bring you before great men. What does it mean? It means that your gift is going to expand your territory, your reach, your impact, but it's going to bring you before those who have the opportunity, the power, the connections to open the doors that have been shut before you. But you got to access the gift, and you got to be willing. I'm challenging you. Access the gift. Stand up and walk out into the newness of what's possible in your life. All things are possible. I love that. There's no conditional clause behind it. That's why I love those things that come, and it's no condition. It doesn't say all things are possible if. All things are possible except. It says all things are possible. When you believe all things, I can do all things through what? Christ, God. I can do it. No good thing shall be withheld. You shall declare a thing, and it shall be established. Life and death are in the power of the tongue. Therefore, choose what? Life. Come on. You've got to learn how not just to think it, but you got to learn how to speak it. Don't speak what you don't want. Don't speak what you see in front of you. Speak what you are declaring for your life. Look, we're coming to an end of the year, and I've got a wonderful program. It is the Mindpower Transformative Immersion. It's a 12-month gig up with me, Mr. Get It, and I want to help you get it, and it's great. This is going to be approximately 30 people. I'm leveling it at 30 people. It may go a little bit more than that, but it's 30 people. We're starting. I initially had it starting on next Monday the 16th, but with the death of my mom and that not being sort of culminated where we're going to lay her to rest on the 21st, and so I want to get that behind me and deal with that. But look, when we do get started, it's going to be in October, so it'll probably be the Monday after the 21st. So I think it's the 23rd, 24th. My math is a little slow right now, but whatever it is, we're going to get started. And literally, you need to click the link. If nothing else, just click that link and go check out what we're going to be doing over the next 12 months. Now, I do this with one-on-ones. Now, my one-on-one people, lit. There's no substitute for one-on-one because it's just me and you about you. But this mastermind immersive is close. And for $5.97, you're going to get everything that you're going to see listed when you click that link. You get an idea by reading the description box. But I want you to win. I want you to go into 2024 with a winning mindset, with a winning plan, with a winning strategy, with a winning focus. I don't want you getting there trying to do some New Year's resolution on January 1st. I want you to step into New Year's with your shoulders squared and your head held high and an expectation of doing something beyond phenomenal. I want you to win, and I'm going to do everything I can to help you. Now, what I've done is I've put the link for this immersive in there, but I've also put the link for you to check out how you can work with me one-on-one. There's definitely something exceptional in that. And for those of you who want to do the one-on-one, the opportunity is in that. You can see the different packages, but every last one comes power packed with that time, from anywhere from 12 weeks to a year. So again, like I said, your situations, your circumstances are not indicative of outcomes. They are tests. They are challenges. How you respond to adversity in your life is ultimately going to be the determining factor in the outcomes you experience. You can't circumvent the struggle. You can't circumvent the vicissitudes. You can't circumvent the pain. You can't circumvent the loss that's coming. But how are you going to respond to it? How are you going to stand up against it? What are you going to do? That's the challenge. So again, I'm going to call you to the mat. Don't go into 2024 carrying everything from the past years that should have been properly disposed of. Don't do that. Here's what I want you to do. Click that link. Sign up and take this journey with some other people who are ready for something phenomenal in their lives, ready for something extraordinary in their lives, ready for something remarkable in their lives. And then let's go out and make something happen. That's my challenge to you. So whether you want to work doing the immersive or you want to work with me one-on-one, both links are in the description box. On that note, I'm out of here. You guys have an unbelievable remainder of your day. As I always say, I live my life on full so that when I leave this place, I die on E. That's one of the most beautiful feelings, I can't tell you. To die on E means I didn't leave anything undone. I maxed every moment. I didn't play small. I didn't settle for colorless dreams and dwarfed goals. I didn't give in to tempted giving. I decided that I was going to go all in. And God kept his word up until this point, and I have no doubt that God will continue to keep his word. Whatever I put out comes back 100-fold. And I want to show you how to live a life of true love, abundance, beauty, joy, fulfillment. It can be done regardless of whatever you're going through right now. So again, on that note, I'm out of here. I thank you for stopping in, and you guys have an unbelievable